Take a seat.
I'm y'all substitute teacher, Mr. Garvey.
This is Defense 101. We're going to be talking about the different structures and packages that a lot of defenses can have, and then we're also going to do a little bit of a dive, talk about different plays and schemes that they can carry. So, I'll ask you this, what makes up a defense? Now, I'm a big World War II guy. I like to think of my defense as an army going into war. Specifically, 3 different components that goes into an army. Your big D lineman, that's going to be your heavy artillery and your tanks. These are the guys, they're holding the line for your team. They're holding that crossroads, hoping nothing gets past this D line. They're taking those first hits in battle. They're doing everything they can to make sure that the ball does not get past them. Your linebacking core, that's going to be your cavalrymen. This right here is the mobile muscle of the entire group. They're relaying info to the entire defense. They're up there with the artillery, or they can drop back. They're the do-it-all guys. Then you got your eyes in the sky, your Mavericks, your air units. A bunch of B-24 Liberators flying around protecting anything that comes in the air, while also protecting the boys on the ground. Lesson number dos. We're going to talk about packages, the way that teams manipulate the number of each one of these groups in order to put themselves in the best situation. What is shown in front of you right now is called a 4-3 defense, meaning we have 4 down D linemen, and then 3 linebackers. And then through some pretty advanced mathematics, we can calculate that we then have 4 DBs on the field. Now, depending on situations or just the team's strengths and weaknesses, you can manipulate and change the number of players in all 3 of these layers. For instance, let's say you want a little faster team. Let's take out a linebacker and put in a safety. Why not? I can do whatever the hell I want. Or, better yet, I like beef. Let's put beef on the field. Take out this safety. Let's put another D lineman right in the damn middle. You can do whatever you want, but I'm going to give you a couple examples to help you see it a little better. Now, I want you to visualize this with me right quick. It's 3rd and goal. The offense needs 1 yard. You feel a faint tremble through the ground. You look at the offensive sideline. What's that? It's the beef brigade coming in to bulldoze in for a touchdown. So what do? You put your meat on their meat. Combat meat with meat. So, you add an extra D lineman while taking out a safety. You saw them bring that extra lineman in there, so why not add your own D lineman? But in order to do that, you got to take a player out. So, you probably take out someone on the outside, one of the speed guys that probably can't help in the run as much, making this a 5-3. You got 5 down D linemen, and then you've got 3 linebackers. This defense, it's usually called a heavy package in most places. Every team can have their own name for it, but this is great against defending the run, being gap sound, and making sure that the ball does not cross the line of scrimmage. Now let's use our imagination right quick. Another situation coming up. It's 3rd and 10. The offense needs a first down. So what do? They take out a tight end and they plug in another wide receiver. So how do you combat this? Speed, speed, speed. You need to put more speed on the field. So what do? You take out a bigger bodied linebacker and you put in a nickelback. Now this isn't the nickelback that dreams about being a rock star. This is a safety-like body that's going to help your defense defend against the pass. So knowing this is a DB-like body, we can now say that we are in a 4-2 defense because we have taken out a linebacker and we have put him in as a DB. 2 linebackers. Now, if everyone would please break out their calculators, we are going to do some pretty complicated math and find out that now we have 5 DBs on the field, including this nickel. So what's the name of this package called? This is a nickel defense because you have 5 DBs and a nickel is worth 5 cents. Pretty cool. Now, if you're a Top Gun Need for Speed sick freak, you can put in another DB if you want. So let's take out this DN and let's put in a cornerback. Now, if you remember our rules from before, we have 3 D linemen and 2 linebackers, meaning we are in a 3-2 defense. Or, with 6 DBs, we're going to call it a dime defense. So, defenses have plenty of these packages. There's probably too many to count, but we're only going to go over the basics, so there you go. You know I like my analogies and my comparisons, so let's picture a man defense as you taking the wife to a nice steak dinner. And then a zone defense, that's going to be you taking the wife to Hooters for Super Bowl Sunday. This classroom strives off creativity and imagination, so please stick with me on this. It's man-to-man. You see it's not running anymore, you're locked in on your man. It's one-on-one. Nothing else in the world matters to you except your man. And in this case, your wife and a nice medium rare ribeye on the table. Besides that, you don't care about what else is going on around you. You are locked in on your man, you're locked in on your wife, you're locked in on your steak. Simple as that. Now in the zone, or if you go to Hooters, your eyes are a little more inclined to wander around. You gotta make sure you don't miss anything. Cast a wide net so you see everything that's going on in your zone. Now, of course, you've got your sweet, lovely wife in front of you that let you come to Hooters on this Super Bowl Sunday, but now you're trying to watch the game over here. Next thing you know, you got Destiny and Chastity over there with a couple dozen wings. You got to be able to open up your vision and see everything around you so you get the full experience. Now, let's take a step back. I got a little excited, got hungry, started thinking about wings. Let's get back to the board here. So, why do we run man-to-man defenses? Just a quick refresher. The whole point of man-to-man defense is to cover up every single person that can go out for a pass with a man. And in a lot of defenses, usually they play a cover one man, where they have a safety guard the middle of the field, and then usually a linebacker that plays this low wrap area just to help on any sort of inside routes. Or you can mix it up. You could send the safety, send a blitz, and now it becomes a cover zero because you've got no one in the back. But that's just a little bit of extra. Why do you run this? You run this to create turnovers and make the quarterback's life a living hell. If you've got guys in the back and they know how to guard man-to-man, as a quarterback, you're looking around, you're trying to find someone that's open, and you got nothing. Next thing you know, you got these 290-pound sons of guns running right down your face, and you want to get the ball out, but you can't, so you take a sack. Or, to make it a little more interesting, you can send guys on a blitz, a cover zero, like we just talked about. Now, you're looking around trying to find someone open, and you've got a guy screaming right down your face, so what do? You force a pass. Next thing you know, he was guarded well. It's a turnover. It's a pick. And the entire game is just chaos. You're probably asking yourself, Mr. Steele, why not I just play man-to-man defense all the time? Seems like it's pretty easy. Seems like it works. Well, it's not easy because football's hard as shit. Sometimes these guys on the outside, these guys on the inside, they lose reps. They make mistakes. That's just the nature of the game. Let's say right here in the slot, this guy runs a fade, and this guy trips over his shoelaces. Or he's just not fast enough. That's going to be an automatic touchdown if that QB can find him. And you've got that safety helping in the middle, but he can't get over there. He's not Usain Bolt. He can't cover that much ground. This is where zone defenses come into play. Now, zone defense, that's all about dispersing out. That's every single guy having their own zone, their own little patch of real estate, and guarding it. The whole purpose of this is so that the offense can take big shots down the field. They want the offense to methodically move the ball down the field because usually whenever they do that, they're going to make a mistake. So, there's tons of different plays, tons of different concepts we can go over, but I'm going to stick to the big three. That's cover 2, cover 3, and old cover 4. This right here is cover 2 defense. The 2 is significant because it tells you how many guys are playing the deep parts of the field. In this instance, you've got 2 safeties splitting the field in half, and then guarding the 2 deep halves of it. And then underneath, you've got 4 zones that you need to guard. You've got your 2 hooks. That's sort of the middle intermediate area where they might throw the ball. And then on the outsides, you've got your curl flats. That's usually where your corners are going to play. And then this linebacker right here is playing something called a middle runner. That's in a Tampa 2. That's a little extreme, so we won't get too far into that. So that right there is cover 2. Last but not least, we've got old cover 4. You should know what that means by now. You've got 4 guys occupying the deep parts of the field. So the 2 corners and the 2 safeties are going to split the field into fourths, and they're going to guard the parts of it. Then now you've got 4 deep, so now you only have 3 underneath. You've got your 2 flats and your hook curl that's going to be guarded by your linebackers and your nickel. Now, there's plenty more defenses where that come from. You've got cover 5 where it's a mix between a man and a zone. Cover 6 where the field gets split in half. One plays cover 4, one plays cover 2. You've got your different zone blitzes. You've got your different man blitzes. I could stand here all day and talk about just how many different plays and schemes defenses have. So that's defense in a nutshell. There's a lot more that goes into a defense, so if you want a more advanced version, then just comment. I'd be more than willing to just break this down a lot more and talk about all the techniques that go behind these drops, these zones, everything like that. So yeah, come back next week. We're going to be talking offense 101. Thank you very much.